Good morning, everybody, for another amazing Saturday morning. And I have some power punching, two great entrepreneurs from Las Vegas joining us today to drop some amazing nuggets, give you some insight, information, and definitely we're going to inspire you to do your greatest and be your greatest because that's what we're here for. If you're not great, we're not doing our job right. So we come hard so you can go hard. So I want to introduce Mr. Cuddy over there and also Pyephreius. So I know I have both of you, Cuddy at 8 and Pyephreius at 8:30, but we're just going to make this a family affair and we're going to enjoy this hour-packed information. You know what I'm saying? So yes. So I'm going to start with Cuddy and just give him his little intro, which he is an entertainment mogul, author, and humanitarian. He mentors the youth to keep them off the streets. He's a business owner, a bomb producer. From what I heard, he's out there doing not only just production, but he gets your events, your shows going. He knows how to get that crowd going. In 2018, his company was awarded and nominated in Philadelphia, which led him to getting to his deal where he is in 2019. Cuddy, tell us a little bit about your backstory, and then I'm going to run over to Pyephreius, but I want to hear your backstory, Cuddy.
For sure. I came from Jersey, really. I just want to make a change inside of the world. My little brother went to jail at 16, and he's honestly the reason why I created my company to try to help the youth stay off of the streets. We kind of both grew up different, but we both grew up the same. You know, he took on one way, and I took on another way. So I think that's really my main push and desire in life, to try to keep the younger ones off of the streets and show them that you can be a business owner. You can still be cool and be a business owner. So I'm mainly just trying to save the youth and really just inspire somebody.
Hey, they need it. You know what I'm saying? That right now is definitely needed. They are led in so many different directions that are not right, and they don't have those positive role models out there to make sure that they're doing the right thing and that our generation will go stronger and not get weaker. And that's definitely important. I mean, and just putting it out there, my stepdaughter just lost her son a few days ago. He was 16 years old, out there in the streets, just riding, doing buggy, and wasn't supposed to be driving it anyway, you know what I'm saying? But he has an off-road vehicle on the road and had a car accident and he lost his life. Yeah. So, but just the right direction. And that was her fight, with him. Now that you bring that up, is just making sure he's going in the right direction and having the right influences around him. And she recognized that it wasn't that and wanted to correct that. It just, it's just unfortunate, that it is the way that it is, but we need you guys and both of you more than that out there. There's a lot of us women who feel like I can do it by myself. I could raise a man. We can't. And I mean, coming from a mom with a 32-year-old, a 30-year-old, and a 28-year-old, and my son is 28, a woman cannot raise a man. I don't care how strong you are, how good you are, how great you're successful you are. It's not the same energy. Yeah. And to get that power of a masculine male, and not only that, but to understand how he fits into this community and how it feels for him to fit in this community. Mm-hmm. So that's totally needed. And we thank you, Cuddy. Thank you for sure. And then we have Pyephreius. Metatron, and I love that last name, the Metatron. And I was sitting there, I think of the archangels, because you go into that, and I was like, I already knew when I saw it. I was like, yep, that's archangel right there. Absolutely. So, this archangel is a scribe prophet, mastered self intuit, soul reader, and a minister. After his ascension, you got to hear about this because you guys need to wake up, and this is where it comes in at. His ascension to a higher life self, he discovered his mastered self life guidance system and incorporated it into his daily life. And he developed a way to teach everybody else how to wake up. It's not just about waking up into the consciousness, it's waking up into the subconsciousness, taking it a lot further so you can actually be your authentic self, not the self you think you are. Because like I've said many times on my show, you don't know who you are. Everybody wants to know who they are. You don't know who you are. Trust me when I say you don't know you. You think you know you, but what you know is a shell of you from what you learned on this earth from the people that have been around you. So think about it. You may have 10 people around you, and there's billions of people in this world. So there's no way you can actually know and learn everything you want to learn, which is why he's going to help you learn to reach inside of you, learn who you are, quit being influenced from your outside world, be influenced from your inside spirit so you can become that person you deem and need to be. Pyephreius, give us a little bit about your backstory. I want to hear it.
Backstory, grew up in Central California, very open-minded grandparents, wasn't forced into religion or any of those things that a lot of us were forced into as children. Kind of was allowed to go my own way. Discovered that I was a little bit different and unique at the age of 7 or 8 when I would see these visions, or I would actually hear planets talk to me. And I started talking to my grandmother and grandfather about it, and they told me, hey, keep that quiet because we don't want people to think that you're crazy. At the age of 13, had a rite of passage on my 13th birthday, and that's really when this process began. 45 years later, we are here today. What I do is I connect people to their soul. There are 7 self-personalities. We have a spiritual self, we have a mental self, we have an emotional self, we have an intellectual self, we have a financial self, we have a sexual self, and we have another. There are 7 self-personalities, and we have to connect each and every one of those self-personalities. There are 88 steps from your initial awakening until you are on your ascension path. Some of these steps are very easy to take. Some of them are not. We deal with reality, we deal with truth, we heal childhood trauma, we heal past relationship toxicity, and we point everyone back to yourself. Whatever it is that you want, whatever it is you desire, whatever it is that you deem fit and necessary for yourself, you were born with it. You were born with all your talent. You were born with all your brains. You were born with all your creativity, all your ideas, and your soul. Your mastered self knows every great thing that is in line for you to manifest and to live your most authentic life. It's when we get caught up in ego, and when we get caught up in emotion, and when we waste our precious soul energy on things outside of ourselves and things we cannot control, that's when we continually repeat the karmic lessons that come in with us. I come to show each person your karma, but more importantly, I come to show how you can navigate smoothly through your karma.
And basically, I'm gonna kind of break this down so you guys can research it, because you know I'm big on research, and I'm big on you doing your own research, because that's the only way you're gonna learn. He's talking about archetypes. So you have archetypes. You have to learn all the archetypes, figure out what parts where you at in each one of those.
Absolutely.
And then put it together into one so you can become your higher self.
Absolutely.
Cuddy, I want to get back on you. I want to talk about that promoting that you be doing. I done heard so much about it in your business. Give us a backstory, give us that, and make sure you get in there and give them your information, because I know there's people out there, everything to open back up. They need you right now. They need you, so let them know.
I definitely think with the promoting aspect, it's really just I want people to have a good time. I think the way people fail at events is they're too focused on everything around it instead of giving your people an experience. So I feel like I just sell an experience to people. I don't sell, come to my event and you'll get this. I say, look, there's going to be a lot of things going on at this event that could possibly benefit you to make you want to come. I think with promotion, I just try to tap into that person and see what would make you want to come out. How would this what would taking your $20 and getting your ticket to this event benefit you? You know, maybe you've been stuck in a house for the past year and, you know, you've been depressed and you're really just looking for a night out and you really just need some good vibes to be around. That's something that I can identify and tell you, like, look, you know, I know things have been going bad for you. I know this has been going on. Why don't you come out to my event tonight? You know, we'll do something nice for you. I'm all about an experience. I think that's what helps me excel. I think that's what helps me sell out events. I've already sold out 5 events in Las Vegas alone. So I've sold out events in Philadelphia. I've sold out events in New Jersey. And every time that I sell out an event is because I'm worried more about the experience and less on the party itself or the event itself. I'm more focused on what that person is going to get out of my event.
That is a very important point, like highly important. People don't understand when you're doing business, right? And going back to even what Pyephreius said, that one archetype about your emotional self. Remove your emotions, please. People, please remove your emotions. Get yourself, when they say get yourself out of your way, meaning stop trying to make everybody like what you like. Everybody is not you. Everybody's not going to like it the way you like it. So going back to what Cuddy said, you got to sell the experience. Yeah. If they're not going to get an experience when they come, because they're not paying to come really see you. They're not coming to really indulge you. They're coming for the experience and they're coming for that fun, that entertainment. What can you give me? You know, I'm giving you my money. What you giving me? I don't want to walk away with, oh, wow, that was cool.
Right.
I should have went to the movies. No, you want people to walk away and be like, that was amazing. Like, I got so much information. I learned. I mean, you know, yeah, all of that.
And I'm super interactive when I'm hosting with people. I think that's another thing that helps me sell out tickets is because I'm not your regular host. I'm not your, you know, you'll come inside of like, hey guys, you know, welcome to this event. I'm very interactive. I'm yelling, I'm loud, I'm into the crowd, I'm with everybody. I think that alone, again, I'm giving people an experience. Most people, when they go to events, it's like, it's very choreographed, it's boring. It's like, okay, all right, this is what we're doing. I should sit right here. You know, the host isn't directly talking to you like, hey, Desiree, like, how's your day going today? Like, wow, you picked me out of everybody in the crowd. You picked me to talk to. So I think that's another great seller that I have that I know that helps me sell at events is that I'm very interactive at events. And, you know, people aren't coming for me, but they know that if I'm hosting an event, it's going to be a fun event at least.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna go. I know I always go a little deeper, right? I'm gonna give you that what he's talking about basically is you gotta make a person feel special.
Yeah.
And that's just part of the ego, because y'all know I'm into neuroscience, I'm into metaphysics, but I'm more into neuroscience. Basically, in the neuroreceptors in your brain, when you make somebody feel special, you make them feel good. That's basically what Cuddy is talking about and what he does. He just understands if I make you feel like that you matter, that you are the only one in this room right now at this moment that matters, they are going to give you that respect, that loyalty. They're going to support you. They're going to be there for you. And people always tell me, Desiree, you're so just organic. That's only because a natural people person, and I can naturally flow with the crowd. I can naturally gravitate to people. I am an empath, so I feel where I need to go, and I'm inspired. Every inspired action I have is by every second of the day. I am feeling my spirit. I am focused on my spirit. Where do I need to go, spirit? Where are you guiding me to go? It's called inspired action. It's like AKA breaking it down, gut feeling, right? So you take that gut feeling, you know who you have to talk to, you know how to work the room is what he's saying. And that's what they call it in the industry, working the room. So you have to learn how to work the room. If you want to be a speaker or anything doing with the public and even just a boss, like even in my boutique, you know, everybody knows I have 2 businesses. Blank Tag is my baby. And then I also have my boutique, which is, I call it my hustle, because it's not the one that I completely really focus on, but I do focus on Blank Tag. But even with that experience, to even get into my boutique, it is a private appointment with you only. You're not going to come to a boutique and go in there and shop and it's a crowded, or just people in and out with the public. You have to make an appointment with me to come to my boutique. You need to do that. And when you come, I'm giving you that experience. I'm treating you real great. I don't care if you come in here and walk out with 3 or 4 bags. I'm carrying your bags to your car for you. Because I'm going to give you that experience. I'm going to offer you that mimosa or that glass of water, a bottle of water, whatever it is. It's hot, so I'm giving the water. When my customers and my clients come, give you a bottle of water, I'm right there, and it's one-on-one in my boutique. And that's why I do it like that, and they love it. So I do, well, and I do good on that level. I'm not going to put my boutique on the level of where it's open to the public and in and out the door. I wanted to give that private experience like Cuddy is talking about. Pyephreius, I know you have a little, way to get people in because you go, real deep in the spirit. So I know you probably come on in here. I know you coming. Come on, give us that backstory. Tell us about it.
Well, what I normally do is people come to me when they are ready to really open up to the possibility of something else other than the life that they have been living over and over and over and over. You see, what we're not taught in regular education is the cycles of life. There are cycles of life. There are 7, 9, 11, and 13-year cycles that each one of us goes through that start from the time we incarnate, or like I like to say, split the Y, from the time we split the Y until that timer that starts and is running backwards to 0 until it runs out. So when we are not awoke, when we are just going through the motions, we repeat the same 7, 9, 11, and 13-year cycles. Sometimes we repeat them with the same people. Most of the time, it's not the same people, but it's the same cycle. It's the same event, and we react the same exact way. I tell folks all the time, until you get balanced on the 7s, and the 7s are that spiritual self, physical self, mental self, emotional self, financial self, intellectual self, and sexual or interpersonal self. Till you get balanced on the 7, you're just going to be bouncing. It's like a pinball machine. You think you might have one thing balanced, and then somebody hit you with a flipper, and you go hit a thing, and you're bouncing all around, and you have no idea why you are getting all emotional about this or why your brain won't shut off because of this. It's because your mental self or your emotional self is got a hang up, it's got a hiccup. It's like a glitch in your operating system. When all of your cells are balanced and working fine, it's just like this computer stream. Everything runs nice and smooth and there's no hiccups. But as soon as one of your cells is out of balance, everybody knows when you get that little circle in the middle of your screen that says your computer is buffering. Yeah, it's like a glitch in your whole personal system. What my 88 steps into your mastered self does, this is not only a blueprint into getting all your cells awakened and balanced and energized, it is a maintenance program as well. I just don't tell you this is how you balance your physical self. This is how you balance your mental self. I teach you, and then I equip you so that you can go on after you go through these 88 steps. You can run on and do whatever it is you want in your life. Not building. This is not about a religious following. This is not about having a million people. I want to connect I want to connect you with your soul, and then whatever your soul tells you to do and wherever your soul tells you to go on. And I will be here connecting other people with their soul. So this is just like a revolving door at the old Rexall store, drugstore. When I was a kid, they had a revolving door that just spun all the way around. People were going in, people were coming out. The people going in didn't have any bags. People coming out had bags. I am the one that when you come in, I'm going to empty out your toxicity. I'm going to empty out your negativity. We're going to empty out your childhood trauma. We're going to empty out all of that pain. And then when you come out with new bags, you're going to have them bags with rollers on them. When you come in, you got this old 70s luggage that don't have no rollers and they big and heavy. When you come out, you got the one with the roller. That's what we do.
They called them a trunk back then.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I want to go back to what you were talking about, and this is very big, right? Through my whole coaching experience and years in, and I have some years in because I have been unconsciously coaching people since I was like 18. People, and I learned that because people are just gravitate to me. And I just have information that usually flows through me that I don't even, like a lot of times I'm telling people, I'm like, the information is coming out of my mouth. I'm hearing it for the first time too. So absolutely. I'm taking notes with you. I'm trying to get this information too. Like, hold on, because we both learning today, you know. Absolutely. And the key point, what he said, I want y'all to be listening. You have to be ready. If you are not ready, I don't care. You won't get it. You don't want to learn it. You're not gonna raise your vibrations. You're not gonna raise your understanding. The knowledge is not going to come to you. And you have to understand that everything is going to come to you when you are ready for it to come. So if there's something you really want in your life and it's not coming to you, trust me, it has nothing to do with the outside world. It's because you need to go get more knowledge. You need to heighten yourself. You need to heighten your awareness, because you know I'm big on awareness, because that's where it starts. If you don't start with self-awareness, you're not even going to get to where Pyephreius is. You're not going to get to where Cuddy is. He's aware. They're aware of what's going on. They're aware of what they're able to put in to bring that to life, to make it better. The other thing that he said is repeating. And trust me, I felt like I was in Groundhog Day majority of my life. And I was repeating the same relationship, the same job, the same energy, the same flow. And when you learn how to be aware of yourself, you will then start to see your repeated patterns. Absolutely. And you have to be ready to understand. I know it's going to be hard for some of y'all to say, but I got to say it. You're the problem. Absolutely. It's nobody else. It's you. You're the problem. And absolutely. That's what they mean by get out of your way. Another thing Pyephreius was talking about, and I'm going to give y'all the technical words for this, is called paradigm. And when you get into those paradigms, which is called, it's a habit. It's like a set of habits that you've created from all the dumb stuff that's been in your life that you now feel is the real stuff. And that's why you think you know who you are. But it's a lot of the people have not been awakened. So you are going off of unawakened information and energy, and in creating this person who you think you are. And then you're wondering why you keep repeating things. It's because you're not being your authentic self. You're going to keep repeating yourself. Absolutely. And it's a cycle. And you know what? And when he said, when you're tired of it, and trust me, you will get, I was so annoyed with myself that I had no other choice but to get more information and change, which is why I got into metaphysics and neuroscience. And I started really getting into personal development and self-awareness. And my biggest one is not just that, but mindfulness. Like, oh my goodness. Because when you start meditating and you start centering yourself, you stop all of these conversations, not only in your head, but then you start learning how to control the conversations in your outside world. Absolutely. You become more aware. That's important. I can tell you how to be aware. I can get you awareness. And so you basically start with my coaching for awareness and then go to Pyephreius for awakening, because you have to be aware first before he can even awaken you. You can't even wake up until you get aware, right? Absolutely. And I know, Cuddy, I know you experience so many of this working out there in the streets with a lot of the teens. And I know that you see when the ones that are ready and the ones that are not ready. Tell us your experiences.
For sure. I think that, kind of just going back to what you said, you got to be aware of your situation, what you got going on. I kind of always say, like, just to keep it at events, like, are we throwing events or are we just saying that we did something on a Monday? Right on. Yeah. So aware that you're throwing an event, that means that You want to bring people there for the vendors. You want to make sure you have high quality vendors. You have a good DJ, you have a good host, you have a good flyer, you have good promotion. That's being aware that I'm throwing an event. Doing something on Mondays, you know, I got this space. I got these vendors that need somewhere to be at. My friend's a DJ. I'm going to put it all together. I think, and then, you know, the question, you know, why am I still here? Why isn't my success propelling? And it's because you're not aware of what you're doing. You're just doing it. You're not really following through with
autopilot. Yeah.
actions. You're just putting things together. You know, if you take clay and mush it all together and put it on the table, it's still clay mushed up. But if you design it and you sculpt it, now it's a bowl. So I think that's just the difference.
And like he said, it's designing and sculpting. And what you got to understand is your thoughts are not yours. You have to sculpt and design your thoughts to be in alignment with where you want to go in your life. What is it that you truly want? Like the first thing that you do is you sit down, and I got this from, and I started reading a book, you know, Leonardo da Vinci, you know, how to be your greatest self, right? Mm-hmm. But Leonardo da Vinci has this book out, and he learned how to master his greatness, but he did it. And I love the fact that he said, you take a picture and just in your mind, think of a picture that you painted. You painted this picture. Yep. You know every inch of the canvas that you painted on, the colors, the why you did it, but you won't understand it until you walk away from it for a few days, go back to it, flip it upside down, and then go back and see it from another angle. And now you see you from a whole nother perspective. And these are the perspectives that people are looking at you from. And when they're looking at you and you're not understanding, and this is the biggest thing, right? People used to tell me, you know, all these amazing things about me that they saw me. You're intelligent, you know, you're an empath. You could just, how do you feel, you know, when people are going through certain things? And I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. I didn't know. And my question was, you know, my answer to them was, I don't know. I just do. You know, now I can give you a real solid answer is that's because I'm led to, I'm followed by spirit. I'm in alignment with where I'm going to, with what I want for my purpose, which is helping people, teaching people. I am a teacher by nature.
Absolutely.
I wasn't taught to be a teacher. I was a teacher by nature because spiritually, that is my purpose, is to teach. And that was something I've been running from for years. You know, anybody, you know, and people gravitate towards me. I used to Uber just on the weekends for fun and also to give my kids money that didn't, mess with my money that I was, for my job. So I used to go out and Uber and I would just interview people. And I mean, I would interview people. I wanted to know why you look so sad in the morning when you go to work. You know, you're aware. I could feel their energy and I'm looking at their face and I'm actually being more aware of them, which is called social awareness.
Yes.
Be aware from the outside and see what people are going through from what their story that they're telling you. And I learned so much. But the biggest thing that I learned from people telling me, you need to be a coach, Des. You have information. You're amazing. I didn't see it. I didn't see what they saw. I didn't understand why are you saying this about me? Like, what is so amazing? You're not giving me the information that, I can understand. That's because the understanding comes from within. The understanding comes from, what are you led by? What do you feel? And I actually had a conversation with somebody and a guy, and I said, what do you feel? He said, what do you mean? What do I feel? I said, what do you feel? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I said, it's just like this little thing inside of you and you the little heebie-jeebies or the goosebumps, or you feel this energy. And I said, it's energy moving through your body. I said, you have to be aware of what you're feeling. And once you be aware of what you're feeling and the good feelings from the bad feelings, because trust me, the only reason why we have the experiences that we have of good and bad is so you know what you want and what you don't want.
Absolutely.
With where you're supposed to go and what is not in alignment with where you're supposed to go. If you're in a relationship with someone and it feels like you're fighting every single day, you might want to reassess. I will never tell somebody to leave somebody. Now, it's not just a personal relationship. I'm talking about professional relationship, friendship, ship. I don't care what ship you put at the end of it.
Right.
If it does not feel good to you, it is not for you. And the biggest and the hardest thing you have to do sometimes is walk away. And I was just recently in a relationship. I had my kids living with me. I didn't feel good. I felt like I was being pulled in like 5 different directions. And society makes you feel like that's normal.
Right. And
that is not normal.
That's not normal.
That's not normal. If you feel like that, you need to go back and reassess what is pulling on you, because it's taking away from you, my dear, my love. Find you, and you can only find you by centering yourself in mindfulness, meditating, and just focusing directly on you. And then see, society says, well, that's selfish. Look,
no, it's not.
If you're not selfish, you cannot be there for anybody else.
That part.
So if
I'm going to touch on that too.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you run with this one. Now, if you cannot feel good, it ain't good, because guess what's gonna happen? And I'm telling you from experience, all those emotions and all those negative feeling like you're pulled all over the place. I personally was shut down for 3 weeks. My body shut down. People say, well, that's not possible. No, my body shut down. Yeah. I went from 180 pounds to 110 pounds in 3 weeks. I went to many doctors. They said I had lupus, fibromyalgia, manic depressive. I was bipolar. They giving me so many titles. And after losing that weight and walking by a mirror one morning and not even recognizing who I am, I'm like, who is that? It made me say, you know what? I don't care about nobody's titles. I don't care what nobody say about me. You can't put a title on me. I don't care about titles. You can't say, well, you have anxiety attacks. What they don't tell you is anxiety is good. Yes. And it's just misplaced energy. So they make it seem negative. So if you're having an anxiety attack, that just means you built up a lot of energy that now become potential energy inside you, and your body is having a reaction to the energy you've drawn into you. Make it kinetic and learn how to push it out of you the right way. Absolutely. You understand? I said, so anything that makes you feel bad, you can internally make it feel good. And push it out a different way, so you are totally in control of how you feel.
Absolutely.
Take it, Pyephreius. I know you're gonna bring it.
You know, I tell folks all the time that if you do this one thing, your life improves exponentially. If you seek out, search for, and serve only those things that align with your highest good and that tangibly affect EFFEC, your material existence and your self-sustenance, your life will be completely different, and it will change exponentially. You mentioned something. You and we have a very similar background, because I was mixed diagnosed with 13 different ailments back between 2007 to 2009. And I was going to this doctor give me this prescription, this doctor give me that prescription. And yes, I had so much conflicting and diverging information in my head that my mental self said, yo, dog, we shutting down until you figure out what it is you want to do. So right now we're shutting down. I went from 243 pounds, I'm 6'4". I went from 243 pounds to 162 pounds in 6 weeks. And nobody, not a doctor, not a test, not lab results, not anything could tell me what was going on. Like you, I walked in the mirror one morning and my higher self showed up in the mirror and said, now, are you ready? Are you ready? Because you have the power to fix all of this. It's nothing outside of you. Stop going to them doctors. Stop taking them prescriptions. Stop believing that hype. Get into yourself. You're a natural healer, son. You have healed folks before. So why don't you think you can heal yourself? Our words, what we set into motion from our mouths shall come back and greet you. It'll confront you in your face. Your words are spells. the stories we tell ourselves are self-fulfilling prophecies. If you are continually telling yourself negative self-talk, then your life will be filled with the manifestations of those negative self-talk that you have with yourself. I've told people, and a lot of folks look at me crazy when I say this, when I have always thought highly of myself. When I was smoking crack in the middle 80s, I still thought very highly of myself. And anybody that's watching this that knew me then, y'all know I'm not lying when I tell you I still thought very highly of myself, smoking crack or not, drinking or not, working or not, homeless or not, in a relationship or not, because all of those things are outside influencers. All of those things are the things that we seek outside validation for. The only validation that I need, the only validation that you need comes from yourself. Do this for yourselves, people. If you guys don't do anything else, take this practice. If you got a full-length mirror, stand up in front of it. But if you don't have a full-length mirror, get you a chair and sit down in front of the mirror and look in that mirror, and don't get up until the person looking back at you says it's all right.
Now, everybody who's watching this show, y'all know I've talked about mirror work from day one, because look, this is the thing, and I'm gonna tell y'all the why, because I'm always going to go a little deeper because I want to make sure you understand. The mirror work allows you to be the perfect observer of yourself. You cannot observe yourself from yourself. You observe yourself from the outside of yourself. Now, I didn't understand this completely, and I tell y'all, things just come to me in certain words and certain phrases. And this is the one I used to have around 20 years old, about 25, 26 years ago. I don't walk around with a tape recorder and a mirror in front of me every day to see how I act and to listen to how I sound. So I need people around me, which is why they say who you are around is a direct reflection of who you are, because
Absolutely.
That's your mirror work. Because like he said before, you speak your life into existence, and you're saying, because naturally as a spirit, you're going to observe.
Yes.
And as you are a human being having this human experience, the spirit has to be an observer because it's looking through different lenses.
Absolutely.
See? So when you go to the mirror, you are able to really go directly to your subconscious. Your neuroreceptors will understand that I am talking to my spirit in my mirror work, so I can have a conversation with self, so my spirit and I can align.
Yes.
And I can do what I need to do.
Yes, absolutely.
Boom. You have to align your human self of consciousness to your spiritual self of subconsciousness. Bring them into one, which is through meditation and mirror work. You have to be doing the work. When they say do the work, that's the work they're talking about. And like I tell my clients, this is not easy. I'm not going to lie. I am 48 years old, and I have been working on self since I was like 18. I've been on my own since I was 16. Y'all know that. I've been on my own since I was 16. I was a mother at 17 and 19 and 20. I had 3 kids by the time I was 20 years old, and I'm sitting here. The more kids I learned that I had, it was become a distraction. I know that sounds horrible. People say that sounds so bad. It sounds bad because socially you've been engineered to think that's the right way. But the more kids and the more people you have around you, the more distractions you have around you.
Absolutely.
So even recently in my life, and I'm an open book, I'm very transparent. I want you to learn from my life. Back in August, I left my dude. I put everything. I told my kids, y'all got to figure it out. I found me a 1-bedroom apartment. I am living by myself since August, and it is completely by choice because I have to center myself. I need to go. I wanted and needed, because I was ready to go deeper within myself. Absolutely. And remove all distractions. and all expectations. And y'all know I hate expectations because people put them on you, and it's those titles again. Some titles, I don't like them. And you have to understand that everything you think you know is a lie. So until you understand that it's a lie, you can't understand the truth, because you're too busy holding your values for yourself and your life under the lies of society in this world, and you can't remove that. So then you're going to keep doing that cycle that we were talking about. The other thing he was talking about, thinking highly about yourself. People nowadays, okay, and I just started doing this maybe about a month or two ago. People say, Desiree, how you doing? Amazing as always, and I won't accept less. Now, like he said, your words. When I said I won't, I'm serious. When I say it to people, when I'm greeting people and I say it, I don't just speak it. I speak it, I feel it, I see it.
You exude it.
And you exude it out. But if you don't see it in you, you don't feel it in you. When you speak it, it means nothing. They fall on deaf, like they say, they fall on deaf ears, and guess whose deaf ears it is? Yours. That's why I said you're the problem. If you can't get out your own way and understand you're the problem because you're not being kind to yourself, you're not being true to yourself, you're not going to get there. And it's called right action. Absolutely. Right? I'm putting all these words out because you can go Google them, you can go look it up, but it's called right action. And right action meaning, are you following your intuition and following your spiritual guide? Because you have your ancestors, your archangels, your angels, you got God, you have the universe, all however you want to call it. Whether you're spiritual or religious or not, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We all come from the same energy.
Yes.
And we will return back to energy.
Yes.
So we have to learn how to move the energy that flows through our bodies.
Absolutely.
And it flows through as a thought.
Yeah.
And you take that energetic thought and you make it and move it into action to produce and manifest your reality from the thoughts that you're thinking of what you want for your life. You can't do that, you ain't gonna heal yourself, because you're talking about healing yourself. And you can't heal yourself if you don't even understand yourself, if you don't understand the lies that you base your value system for your life off of. So you're just gonna stay lost. Cuddy, I know you. I'm seeing you bouncing. Give it. Come on, bring it to us.
I think ever since I was in high school, I always knew that I was going to be like a higher up person. So I always moved like that. And people always kind of looked at me like, you think you're this big shot, or you think you're this, or you think you're that. And I always be like, y'all can say whatever y'all want, because I am who I say I am. And I'm more confident. I'm more confident in myself than I am in anybody else.
There you go.
Like I always said it. I say, look, if you can't do the job, I'll do it. Now, even if I don't know how to do it, I will do it.
There you go. There you go.
So even when I'm doing business with people, I throw that on them. Like, look, if you can't do this job, let me know. I'll have somebody else do it.
Absolutely.
Because I'm confident that my idea is a good idea. And because I've spoken with people. Even in Vegas, I'm trying to put together a $5 million event, and I tell people about it, and they go, "Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's for pot. You would need this much money. You would need this many people. I say, look, if you can't do the job, you need to move around, because this is not for you. This is not. $1 million people have $1 million ideas, and if you can't fathom it, you'll never be able to do what I'm saying to you.
Absolutely.
And this is confidence. I mean, I'm gonna touch back what he said, and the confidence comes from you knowing who you are. Can't be confident in you when you don't know who you are. So if you don't have confidence and you're like, I don't have confidence, it's only because you haven't become yourself yet. And it's okay. It's completely okay. Don't worry about it. It's not something you need to go learn to have confidence, because you can't learn to have confidence. You just have it. And you get there by learning yourself, knowing what you can do. Because like I had this saying when I was like 18 years old, and I tell people, ain't nothing in this world I can't do, but there are things that I won't do. Let's make that clear. There's some things I won't do, but ain't nothing I can't do. Because I know that I am capable to do anything if I want to do it, because it starts here. Yeah. And if I can think it, I can feel it, I believe it. That's how you manifest Everything that you're seeing right now is already a manifested idea and thought process. So right now, today, this whole interview, this happened already. This is in the past. This was manifested in our minds.
Long time ago.
And now it's coming to fruition through a manifestation. Now you see it in the reality. And that's what they talk about. Everything in the reality is already in the past. So if you're basing your life off of your reality right now, you're behind.
Yeah, you're
so
late.
if you want to catapult your life, you better get a vision like Cuddy said. You better stay confident like Cuddy said. And don't let nobody change that idea in you. Because like they said, it takes one good idea to make you a multimillionaire. So that one good idea, if you allow somebody to deplete your confidence in that idea and you don't follow through with it, you'll never know that was the idea. There are so many products and things out there this today that I thought of well before it came out that I should be a multi-billionaire right now.
You and me both.
I didn't do it because of the lack of confidence in myself, the lack of knowledge. Because it's about knowledge. If you don't know, you don't want to read, you don't want to study, you don't want to research, guess what? I'm sorry. You got to read. You got to study. You got to research or you won't get there. It's not going to just say, boom, I'm here. It's not going to ring your doorbell and say, hey, your life has come. We're here. You're going to be great right now. No, you have to learn how to walk into your greatness.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Pyephreius. I see you. Oh, Cuddy, I'm sorry. Let me hit Cuddy real quick.
Go ahead.
I'll hit right back to you, Pyephreius.
No, right? It's like we both want to talk. But it's really because of what you said, and I just want to say this for the viewers before we end out, is that, it can be people around you, because my own family didn't believe inside of my business. And, they say people around you influence you. So I just want you to know, like, even if people don't see your idea, you have to be confident enough to still follow through with it. I moved from New Jersey to Las Vegas to be able to have my own mindset, to be able to have my own thoughts, because if I was around my family, I would have got to the point of where I was at today. So always, even if the close ones around you don't see your vision, you still have to go make it happen so you can bring it into reality. Not everybody's going to see what you're saying, but as long as you see it, you can do it. Everything around us, literally, just to kind of give it to the viewers, and then I'm going to pass it on. Everything that you look at today was somebody else's idea.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And just understand that vision that Pyephreius is saying, even though other people can't see it, this comes from my construction background, so a project manager. I can help you see what I see. So we're on the same page. And it comes from the words that you use and how you explain your vision to others. So if you can't explain it and reiterate it, they won't understand it, or they're just not on that level.
Absolutely.
Pyephreius?
Cuddy, I wanted to piggyback on something you said where, you are putting together a $5 million event, not trying. Take the word try and trying out of your vocabulary, because if we were sitting next to each other and I started punching you in your eye, would you want me to stop or try and stop?
Stop. Yeah.
All right. Number two, when nobody is going to believe in your vision like you believe in your vision, and everybody is going to be down cutting you and all of that. People used to always tell me when I was young, growing up, and even still today, you think you know everything. You know what my response to them was and still is today? I don't know everything, but I know more than you know, because you're coming to me telling me that I think I know everything. That is your thought. That's not my thought. I know a lot. I don't know everything. However, I know a lot, and that bugs you. Why don't you ask me what I did to know what I know, instead of sitting back, being jealous, being mad, and doing things to try and undercut my own confidence? Why don't you go read a book and then get you some knowledge? So whenever somebody tell you, oh, you think you know everything, tell them, no, I don't know everything, but I know a lot and I know more than you. And then spark them to go do the same thing that you did. Another thing, our like you said, Desiree, Everything that is transpired right now in this meeting has already transpired in the astral. Our thoughts become our things. Just like you have seen things over the years that you have thought of before, I thought of this concept, this Zoom, this type of meeting concept. I thought of this in 1980 something, and I pitched it to somebody, and somebody told me, "Oh man, it'll take too much money to do all of that, man. Nobody wants to have video to video." Because I was thinking about doing a video resume instead of you typing up your resume and sending it in, and nobody can see you. Film yourself doing the job. Film yourself so that they could get a good picture of what you do exactly. This person that I pitched it to told me, "Oh, nah, man, it's no big deal." When I found out years later that this was out, I was like, man, I should have stuck with it. You are correct. Whatever your passion is, whatever comes to your soul to manifest, do it, no matter what anybody says. Practice your affirmations. Practice your positive self-talk. For everybody out here that does not know, I'm quite sure Desiree's regulars know that whatever you say after the words "I am," it will manifest. Whatever you say following those two magic words, "I am," whatever you say after that is coming. You just have to keep on repeating it, keep believing it. And the biggest part of manifestation is not the affirmation, it's not your thought, it's not the meditation, it's not the breathing. You know what the biggest part of manifestation is? After all of that, you got to get off of your ass and do something to make sure you manifesting what you want.
It's called right action. In spite of, if you have no action, you have no manifestation. It does not just come and just ring your doorbell. Yeah. So one thing about affirmations I really want to touch on and make sure that I hit this right. And I want y'all to really listen to me right now out there. Affirmations are amazingly great if you know how to use them. There are so many coaches out there that's saying, do affirmations, say affirmations, but they're not telling you the whole story. Right. It's not just about getting these sentences of making yourself feel inspired. It's about getting the sentences that are in alignment that can talk and speak to your spirit to make you feel it. Because if you don't feel, look, we were talking about confidence earlier, right? If you don't even have the confidence in the affirmations that you're saying, they're not going to do anything for you. You have to like really, truly be confident, like Cuddy and Pyephreius is talking about. If you're not confident in what you're saying and you like feeling it, there you feel it. Well, let me back up. You speak it. No, back up some more. I'm showing y'all this process backwards. If y'all get where I'm going, you think it. You speak it. Mm-hmm. You feel it and then, through confidence, and then you act on it for it to manifest into your actuality. It's not going to happen just overnight if you're new at it, because you can learn how to manifest and get your manifestations immediately, but you have to be closer to your spiritual side to manifest faster. You can't manifest faster if you're not spiritually connected to that, because this is why, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. Going back to what Pyephreius and Cuddy was talking about, your positive self-talk, how you talk about yourself. Yeah, you'll go in there. I'm gonna give y'all an example. You'll go in there and you'll say your affirmations in front of the mirror and do the mirror work that we're talking about. You say your affirmations. I tell people, and excuse me for being blunt, because you know I'm just direct. As soon as you get out the shower and you're in your most natural self, and I'm going to explain it like that. Yeah. Stand in front of that mirror in your natural self. Yes. Nothing else but your natural self. Your naturally suit. Wet self. Yeah, your birthday suit. Yeah. Your birthday suit. And I want you to look at every aspect, every angle like you've never seen this person before in your life. And then I want you to embrace and love every inch and every aspect that you are looking at. Because half the time, your confidence is not in the mental, it's in the physical. It's in the visual, yeah. And because, well, I don't look right, or my body's not right. Or I don't have the right clothes. Or I don't have the right clothes, or this, or I don't look, or this, or that. Yeah. Right. So then once you get it all together, Then, like, going back to Pyephreius, you get them haters, right? Basically, the haters are telling you can't do it. They're going against you. It's not possible. Oh my God, you think you smarter than everybody else? I done heard that so much. You think you smarter than everybody else? You think you know everything and you know what to tell everybody? I do know everything because I'm willing to go study it and figure it out. And forget what you talked about. If I have a thought about it and I don't know all about it, I'm getting ready to go study it on my free time. I'm not doing other things. I'm going to go look up this research because I got questions. And that's where it starts. It starts with questions. And I tell people, if you're right-handed or you like apples, chips, whatever it is you like, question yourself. Why do you like it? Where'd you get it from? Who used to do it? I bet you'll find out that your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your uncle, your grandmother, grandfather, somebody around you loved it. And because you love them, you end up loving what they love. Not
Absolutely.
because you love it. It's only because you're loving and loving what you see them do and you love them. Learn how to separate the person spiritually from the person physically. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And if there's a characteristic trait of them that they have, love that trait because now you have the experience with that trait. So you can become that trait. You cannot become what you don't have experience in. Absolutely. So go experience the world so you can learn how to take your experience, harness it inside of you to blossom whatever is inside of you. You can't blossom what's inside of you. That's like plants. What you think your plants are going to sit there with no water, no sunlight, no food, no nothing? They're going to grow? No, they don't grow.
Absolutely not.
They need some nutrients. Absolutely. Your nutrients in this world, knowledge. Get some understanding. Now, I tell people, you know that Google and everybody has their algorithms and they're going to watch what you're looking up, what you're doing, what you're seeing, and they're going to just try to feed into what you're looking up. Go to an app called Duck, like the quack, quack, Duck, Go. If you go to Duck, Go, it blocks all those algorithms and allow information that Google and those that they block from you. Now, when you're looking for your spiritual self, you can't go look for your spiritual self on Google. You go look for your spiritual self on Duck, Go. Because what's going to happen is, and this is what this happened to me, is I was looking up certain things and it kept saying page not found. Page not found, error, page not, it will not give you that information because now they know that you're digging into information they don't want you to have. So then you go over to Go and it's going to go through all the information and give you the whole dirt on what you're looking for. But like I always tell people, like in the movie I, Robot, where Will Smith was standing on top by the Golden Gate Bridge behind him, and he took that disc and he pulled up the professor in a hologram and he asked a question and the professor said, I can't answer what you're at. I don't know what you want me to, I don't know. I can't answer that. Right. He said, you're not asking the right question. Right. Will had to go back and you see him in the movie. He stop and he think about it. Then he come back and he asks the question that he needed to ask. And guess what? The professor answered him back. And gave him exactly what he needed. That's how the spirit works. If you're not asking yourself the correct questions, your spirit can't bring you the right information for you to grow and to become a better you. You can only become a better you by dissecting you. Like, understand you, get selfish and learn who you are. Then once you become your higher self, you're able to go out there and help everybody. And then the people you're around are not saying you think you know everything. They already know that you feel everything and that the information you've given them is the correct information. And that's what I learned that I didn't know then, because I didn't know that I had it like that when people came to talk to me and get that information, the information I was giving them was juicy tidbits of all kind of goodness that I didn't even understand. But now I do. So since I know that, I learned that that's my purpose. And I went all the way back to when I was 7 years old. What have I consistently done unconsciously? What have I consistently done unconsciously? That's where your purpose is lying at. I don't want to go, I know we're like right here at this hour. This is like amazing. We can go a whole nother 2 hours on this show. I want Pyephreius and Cuddy to drop their information so you can look them up and get more information. I will definitely have y'all back. But when I do, I'm going to do it where you have your own hour segment, because 30 minutes, or when we had an hour, joined, but you need your hour one-on-one.
Absolutely.
To really go deeper into what you're saying. So I definitely want you guys to come back and schedule it when you have time, and let's do a whole hour show by yourself, because this is great. Like, this is so juicy.
Anytime you want, Desiree, I'm available, and this is a great experience. Cuddy, go ahead and give your information out, and then I'll give mine.
All right, brother. You can follow me. You can go to my website, theofficialcuddy.com. You can find all of my social media on there. You can find my blogs on there, my podcast, my book. We're doing a campaign right now called It's On Me. We are leaving the adults in the hands of donating this book that I wrote to kids all around the world. So if you want to be a part of that, just contact me in any way on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter.
Thank you.
And you can find me on Facebook under Mark Edward Pyle, Pyle, or if you type in Pyephreius beat Metatron, it'll come to my page. You can also find me on my website, I Am Ascensions. That's IAMASCENSIONS.com. And also within the next month or so, we will be making a major announcement about a media acquisition. So we will be able to even stretch out even further and get our reach even further. So I'm looking forward to any and all that would like to come by. If you want to awaken, ascend, and expand, come check me out at IAMAscensions.com.
Even if you want to check out either one of these brothers for some promoting or some growth, reach out, please. Like, don't feel ashamed. Don't feel confused. Don't feel like you need to know something before you reach out. Just reach out. Because if nothing else, networking is the best working you can ever do. And it's the most fun work you can ever do. So get out there and network and feel what's going on, and go outside your boundaries. Get outside your box and learn who you are. Don't stay in your comfort zone, your normal
That's
zone,
right.
because it causes stagnation. And when you're stagnant, you will never grow.
Absolutely.
You know, you guys can always reach me at Blank Tag. You know, that's my company, Blank Tag. And Blank Tag meaning if you got to know your worth, don't let somebody else define you. You tell them who you are. You tell them by what you do, what you say, and how you present yourself. So what they see, you understand me? Catch me at Desiree Williams at blanktag.org. And all my name and Blank Tag is right there. Add that .org right there in, and you got me. Let me know if you want to come on the show and give up some good information and be inspired, or even give some inspiration to help other people ascend or to grow and to be their better self. You can also find me on my page, blank_tag_ on Facebook or Instagram. You can also catch me on my private page, Desiree Passionate One Williams. And I do that because I am very passionate. My license plate says passionate. I'm passionate about what I do. I don't play about it. When you see me, you feel me, you hear me, you see me, you know I'm real. I'm not getting ready to bring you nothing candy coated, because I'm a grown woman and I don't like candy like that. I need to feel it raw. So we will definitely see you next week. And I'm definitely bringing both of these gentlemen back to give you more information and inspiration right here on prconnectionsradio.com.
Love this.
I'll see y'all later.
Thank you.